Hello and welcome to the Stanley Preview Show. We've got loads of exclusive content over the next half hour or so sit back and enjoy an inside look into Accrington Stanley. First, we are joined by the one and only Sean McConnell. So, Sean, first and foremost, thank you very much for joining me. And we'll get the rubbish part out of the way. How's the recovery going?
Nice to be here, Josh. Recovery's going well, mate. Just the timing of it wasn't great for me. Obviously early on in the season, scoring in the game before, felt like I was in a little bit of form. And then to suffer the injury is a bit of a body blow, but sort of rehearsed now in these tough injuries. I haven't had a few to tackle in my career. The rehab started almost straight away. Straight for the scan on the Monday, then learned that it was a tough one. A couple of grade 3 tears, which is probably the worst you can do ligament wise. So then I had the operation maybe 8 days after the initial injury to repair the tear, so a couple of screws in there to pin them back together. So I was in a cast then for two weeks maybe, just bed bound, not really able to do much, and then since last Wednesday into the metal boots, which will be on for 2 weeks, which is a little bit more easier to walk and get around than what a cast is. And then once this comes off next Wednesday, it'll be all hands to the pumping, getting back on the bike, getting back on the rower, getting your cardio back up, and then strengthening the ankle for hopefully a return, in late November.
And I know you're obviously devastated when the news came that it was going to be 3 months out, or round about that. But now you're sort of slowly starting to get into your recovery. Is there a bit of you that's sort of now seeing it as a bit of a positive that it could have been a lot longer?
Yeah, it could have been. Obviously suffering the Achilles, that was one of the longest ones you can do. So, anything short of, I think the 10, 11 months I was out for that, it was a bonus because I was in really, I thought it was a bad one because of the pain I was in. But yeah, like you said, it's hopefully the time scale's 12 weeks. Hopefully I can shave a week or two off that by, working as hard as I can, being a quick healer that I am. But yeah, like I said, the timing of it wasn't ideal, but I'm doing all I can to be back out as quickly as I can, really.
And just talk me through the injury and what happened, because everyone saw that you were in agony, but I don't think anyone was sure on what actually happened.
Yeah, it was a strange one. I've gone to sort of hook, like a hook tackle to put the ball out of play for a throw-in for them. And as I've started to go with my right leg, my left studs have got caught on the floor. So my studs have got caught on the floor, and then I've gone over on my ankle that way. And as I said, I've had pain. I've done my Achilles on that pitch as well, jumping for the header, bang. But that was the ligaments that I've done there was one of the worst pains I've had. I've done my collarbone as well. There's some metal plates in there, but that was something else, that pain. And luckily, nothing was broke, but sometimes it might be easier to break, to have a clean break than do ligaments. The manager rang me on the Monday after the scan, before the scan, and I said, I'll be in the hospital, there's no break. And his initial thought was, well, sometimes ligaments are worse than a break. And, probably a break with a, similar time scale, but, I went into I went to see the specialist because I didn't think I'd need surgery. There was no indication of, but he said I could have let it heal itself, got to 10, 11 weeks down the road, and with it being a grade 3, 2 grade 3s, it could heal differently and you could still be in pain and you might still need the operation 11, 12 weeks down the road, which is November, December. So if I needed the op then, that would have been the season done. So an injury 3 games in or whatever it was, 4 games in, to let it heal itself, take that risk and for it to not heal right and then having to have the operation December time, it would have been a blow to be out for the season. So the club decided it was best that I'd get the operation there and then, fully knowing that it would do the rehab properly, the ankle will heal itself, and hopefully I'll be back to playing well and helping the lads out on the pitch.
And I mean, in saying that, you've definitely played your part off the pitch in the games that I've been here. I've seen you sort of supporting the lads. And one game where the support sort of massively helped was the Sutton United game, which was just a few weeks ago. So let's take a look back at how that afternoon unfolded. On to a bit more positive talk. Sean, it's obviously your testimonial year. First and foremost, can you give a bit of an insight into how that sort of all comes about, and obviously how you've reacted to getting the news that you were going to have a testimonial year?
Yeah, it was discussed between myself and the club maybe last year, and it was something that I was overwhelmed with. Something that is a very proud moment for myself and my family. To be at a club for so long. You grow to support the club that you're at for that long, and I do. Everyone knows I'm a big Everton fan, but I take Accrington's results over Everton every day of the week, because I'm not only a fan now, I'm a player. I love the club, everything about it. I'd like to be on my years of playing in whatever capacity that might be. So to be offered the testimonial was honestly it was a humbling thing to get given, and I'm just happy to get these events hopefully sold out, and top it off with a game at the start of the next pre-season. But yeah, very humbling.
If I asked you what this club means to you, what sort of the first thing that comes to you that you'd want to say about it?
As soon as you said that, it's life. It's my life. It is. It's everything. It's once you've been at someone at a place for this long, it becomes your livelihood, your life. It becomes everything. And I'm not the type of person to go in half-hearted. From the minute I signed to the minute I signed back. I've give it my all, and as I said to you just before, it's a club that's ingrained in me now, ingrained in my family. Everyone that knows me would associate me with this club, friends, non-friends. I think the first sign of anyone mentioning my name, the first thing that would be associated with me is Accrington Stanley, and that's another proud thing, to be associated with, as I say, with such a great club. And you know, from the start of when I first signed to see where the club's came from to what it is now, the infrastructure, the playing squad, the pitch, the chairman, the staff that the manager's got around him, you know, it's unbelievable. And we've got to keep matching what's going on off the pitch, on the pitch, and you know, I think we will do the season.
And obviously with testimonials sort of come events, and I know you've got one coming up in the next couple of weeks. Talk to me a little bit about that. What was your sort of thinking behind that, and the guests that you've chosen?
So the Q&A race night it was mentioned by I think it was maybe Steve Lowy, who's on the testimonial committee, big fan. Him and Jason mentioned having the race night and maybe turning it into the Q&A and getting, obviously being here that long and playing with some unbelievable players, getting some of them former players back to have a little bit of fun with, ask them questions of, you know, their time here, different goals, different stages of their career, and obviously people that I'm still close to in Scott Brown and Billy Keane and Michael Symes. You know, I thought three perfect people to come along. Hopefully, you know, a lot of the playing squad will be there. I'd like to think, you know, 75% of them will be there. Hopefully, I know the manager's hopefully going to be there. There's his staff. Hopefully, the yourself and the chairman and people like that are going to be there. And I'm just hoping to get, you know, hoping to start the Testimonial Year with a great night, and you know, have a fun night. You know, kids are allowed as well, so it will be fun, and it'll be, as I say, I'm looking forward to it. And it's after the home game as well, so fans get hopefully the double joy of beating Forest Green at home, you know, having a couple of pints in here, and then going into the 1968 Lounge to celebrate another good event with a bit of live music at the end.
Well, I'm sure it'll be a great night, and we'll make sure there'll be a link in the description to get your tickets, but do be quick because they are going very, very quickly. Now, earlier this week we took two of our younger members of the squad and put them up against each other in a Mr. and Mrs. challenge. So here's how they got on.
I'm Conor O'Brien.
I'm Aaron Pickles, and this is our Mr. and Mrs.
First one, who's the funniest?
Are we going for like a me or a Conor or a Pickles?
I reckon me or you.
Three, 2, 1.
There's no chance of that.
It's not even a debate.
Your banter's dead.
Get out of here.
That's poor, that. Lying on the first one.
Who's the better driver?
Be honest now, like, don't lie.
I'm not lying though.
3, 2, 1.
Ah, good lad. Nice. I respect that honesty.
And I'm the worst driver apparently.
Yeah, no, he is. He's a bad driver.
But yeah.
Next one. Who's the best dancer / singer?
That is a terrible question, by the way.
Both,
Can we answer both or?
or neither.
Yeah, neither.
I've got one. Nah. You can have singing then I'll dance.
Right, sound. It's par for both, really, isn't it?
Yeah, not great.
There's no real answer.
I can move, I reckon. I just can't sing.
I reckon I can't do either, to be fair.
Who's the best cook? Straight in.
It's a hard one though, because I've never like shared food with you or anything. I'm backing.
Toast don't like count as cooking, you know, like.
I'm backing myself.
No chance.
I'm backing myself.
So what do you make?
Anything, lad.
Like,
name it.
Name something.
Name it. Steak, lad.
Steak.
Chicken and rice. Pesto pasta, lad.
Nice.
The essentials, mate.
Nice.
I'm not being funny about the two times I've been to your house, so you're not right.
Yeah.
You've had pasta out of a can with toast, and you've had
Pasta out
of a can, a Heinz
ravioli.
can. Yeah. And you've had something your mum made in the fridge with you. You claim you can cook like it's a shambles.
Who's Who has the best taste in music?
I don't even know what you listen to. Probably something bad. Yeah. I think it's fair.
I have gone you, to be fair.
What do you actually listen to?
It's just random, to be fair. I don't really. I just, you know, when you do like Apple Music and you just play one song and you just
You got Apple Music?
Yeah, and
yeah,
you just,
I've got better music.
and you, and you just leave it running. It's just a random shuffle. That's what I just do. Like.
Who's the gaffer's favourite?
I can't do that.
He's a liar. He's a liar. Well, just come out because
Can't admit that though, can you? No,
That's funny, that.
I'm still not having it. Still you.
First bit. Who takes the longest to get ready?
I was only going off my hair, like I've got hair, you haven't, so I was thinking,
I'm going off when you've took 25 minutes in the shower at Gillingham. That's what I'm going off.
what?
That's what I'm going off, lad. That's what I'm going
You
off.
mean when we stayed over?
Yeah, we stayed over every time, lad. You get in the shower first and you take the absolute.
I always have the first shower in the morning, like before breakfast and everything, and I'll come out with like 5 minutes left so you can have like a 2-minute shower before we need to shower.
Shambles.
Who was Aaron's debut against?
Do I answer as well?
Yeah, you might as well answer as well, because you might get it wrong. Doesn't have to be in the league, does it? Any game.
Yeah, just his debut.
Okay. Ready?
Hold on.
Yeah. Good start.
It is.
Some team as well.
Oh, why do I write that so big? It's too wow.
I'm going to use that big rubber in a sec. I feel nervous.
I know.
Because I feel like I'm meant to know.
What would be Connor's proudest day in his career?
Do I write it down or just answer it?
Yeah, right now. I think Connor's still
You can write a moment and then you can explain why if you really want. I don't even know yet.
I've got his first league start.
I've got my debut.
I was tying between them both, to be fair. I didn't know which one you'd go for.
To be fair, like, I genuinely don't know. I feel like
I know, but then I thought you're going to pull some sort of random out, like winning the dog and gun trophy with Radcliffe or something.
well, I assumed it was going to be like Aki moment. Otherwise, I'd have just said that Screaming Cup final, to be honest.
What game did Aaron Pickles turn into Messi mid-game?
Never.
Yeah, I don't even know it myself, you know.
You don't know
How
yourself.
many times it's happened, I don't really
Is this
know.
when you were asked for the video, like 20 seconds after the game?
It's a bad question.
Have you got it?
Yeah, go on.
Nice.
You get asked that like 10 seconds before as well.
Yeah, that's why I asked.
Go for an easy one. What's Connor's dog's name?
Ah, be a problem if I get this wrong.
Spell it right as well.
Can't spell it right. I'm just spelling how you think you spell it.
Yeah. Bonus point if you know the breed. Exact breed as well.
It's a blue staffy. You act like I'm not seeing it, lad.
Aaron's boyhood club. Like supporting.
That I suppose. If he says it's not this, then he's lying, so.
Yeah.
Ready? Nice. I thought you were going to pull out like a Geisley or someone.
I knew he was going to say that, you know. That's when you said
Well,
that,
that
but he's
was
actually going to pull it down.
Yeah.
Connor's favourite footballer.
Favourite footballer?
Favourite footballer?
Or you can go with like idol.
We'll go with
Which
idol.
one do you want? Retired footballer?
I will have idol.
Alright.
But they've got to be playing as well. We're not having retired footballer as well. To be fair, that is your idol, isn't it?
What are you doing retired? Do retired, it's easier.
No, look, they're playing. I'll play.
Playing right now?
Playing right now.
My favourite footballer is playing right now.
Yeah. Idol though. You can't just pick a striker.
I'm not picking a fullback.
Why?
I want to pick a fullback.
It's where you play.
That's my favourite player.
Alright, favourite player then.
Who's playing right now?
Go on then. Aaron Pickles.
I was actually. Swear down. Jack Nolan.
You wrote down an answer?
No. Nah, serious favourite player. I actually wanted to put it. Sean McConnell. This is tough, this. Who's my favourite player? I hate them all.
What was that the original question? Because I just made it into a sort
Was it my favourite player?
Yeah, favourite football player.
that sound. I know I'm going to be miles off it with this, you know. I actually know I'm writing it down. I know you're going to be miles off it. If you said Reece James, I'm actually going to hurt you.
You ready?
Oh, that was actually closer. That was closer than I thought, you know.
You know what's about that coming to me?
That's what I mean.
That's actually funny, that one. Hey, go on, what would it be if I said all time?
I don't know. That's what I mean.
Oh, you wouldn't have known.
Who would you said?
Gerard.
Yeah.
Right, if Aaron had to be on a desert island with one Accrington teammate, who would it be?
Oh, I can't say this.
No, I can't! I swear if you put something
I can't!
He's having it. I actually want to know who he's going to put here.
No, I can't. Right, go on.
Yes! Who's it between?
No, I was thinking
No,
about
no.
strategically. I was thinking like, could have Emrich on it and he can like,
Just kill things.
yeah, that's what I mean. Like, he's a beast, isn't he? So he could be like, he could be like a survival.
That's horrendous.
Like, he could be a survival too, lad. But then I thought, nah, I'm going to be there the rest of my life. Got to have a bit about money.
So you fit funny.
Yeah.
Like it. What picking you?
That's so bad from you, that.
Connor's favourite social media.
Favourite social media?
It's a tough one.
It is a tough one because there's not really one that sticks out to me.
Tied between two.
You're the same. We're the same.
We're on the same two,
We're
aren't
on
we?
the same two. It's just like 50-50, isn't it?
No!
TikTok!
I thought TikTok was gold, lad.
Mine was going to be Snap or Insta.
No, I was between TikTok and Insta.
Nah.
Get your screen time up now, because I bet you got the most
Just
screen
because
time
I'm
on
most
TikTok.
time, it don't mean I like it.
Yeah,
No, it won't even TikTok, lad.
How many minutes has Aaron played for Accrington Stanley?
Ooh, I don't know myself.
In professional games, for the first team, no friendlies.
Yeah, 30.
Oh, my maths ain't mathing.
She's hard, you know, I can't even work it out myself.
I've just guessed, to be honest. I haven't really thought it out, it's not that deep, is it? He's trying to work out exactly when you're going to get it.
I am, lad.
I don't even know how many games you've played.
I'll go.
Get it? Oh, it's 700.
What are we on?
4-5.
That's good, you know.
That's so cool.
No, but do you know what it is? I was like, I had a few 90s last year, then I thought, I went about 300 and something before this season, so I thought,
That's clever.
I've got to get up to
I
400.
don't even know how we got that high, to be honest.
Would Connor choose an out-in or an out-out?
I don't know, you know. I really don't know. would you choose, Connor?
Am I a night in or a night out? So you're in Manchester Saturday night?
Yeah, but you're out a lot, but at the same time, I don't think you're out that much. But you're not even.
How does that make sense? I'm out a lot, but I'm
No,
not
I'm
out
right. You gone in?
Night, I'd never go out.
I was thinking about the dog, you know. I was thinking, you might have said out before the dog, but now you got the dog, I think you might have gone in, but.
I don't go out, I just chill.
Yeah, that was poor from me, to be fair.
With it being your 10th year, Sean, I've made a little quiz for you to sort of take on. It's just sort of about you and your time here. Now, some of these answers are from Luke's spreadsheet, so I don't expect you to know them because he's that organised with all his stats. So, right, so the first one, who was your first Accrington Stanley goal against?
It was Berry. It was in a 4-2 defeat. I think I scored to make it 3-1 maybe. It was at our stadium, yeah.
Fair enough. All I've got is Berry.
Yeah,
so yeah, fair play. Who did Accrington Stanley seal promotion to League One against in the 17-18 season?
We won promotion against Yeovil at home. I think it was 2-0, Billy Kay double. And we put, thinking back to that performance, it could have been 9-0. It was one of them games where we were just honestly was like fired up. Obviously knew by winning the game we'd seal promotion. And we played out of our skin. It was probably the best. We had a lot of good performances that season, but like passing the ball and moving and creating chances, it could have been 8 or 9 that night. And yeah, it's Yeovil at home.
Out of interest, what's the gaffer like in those kind of situations? 'Cause obviously you've experienced a number of promotions with him now. When he gets to that stage, when you're that close, what's he like?
Probably trying to take the pressure off it a little bit, because you know the pressure from outside is inevitable. If you've got a game to get promoted from League 2 into League 1, you know all the noise that week, all the noise building up to that is, you sort of know it's coming because you're playing well. But then around the game, he'll be in training, he'll be trying to crack a joke or two, trying to not take your mind off it, but ease the tension. You know, you don't want to become too wet up where you're a nervous wreck on the ball, or you're not expressing yourself in a way. So one of his strong points, the gaffer, is he's getting around the lads and, as I say, taking the pressure off, talking about different things outside of football, maybe your family, how you are outside of football, other hobbies that you like, golf, e-tech and stuff like that. And he just generally likes to take the pressure off going into big games like that, yeah.
Alright, question 3. You were Stanley's first ever goal scorer in League One, but who did you score against?
Bristol Rovers. Scored, I think I scored the first, and I scored 2 in that game.
Yeah, brace.
Yeah, scored. I think it was a 90th minute winner. I think it was. I think it might have been Jordan Clark who put me through. I just bent it outside in right foot. And it's a good stadium to play at, Bristol Rovers. One of my favourites, to be honest. Yeah. Old-fashioned stadium, no roof on the away end, similar to here. And they get a lot of fans, well-supported club. And as I say, it was their first home game of the season, so it was packed. It was a full house. And I think we got beat first game as well, so we felt a little bit of pressure, and then going there and beating them 2-1 sort of settled us down. So it was delighted to get the first 2 goals. Yeah.
This is one from Luke, so I don't expect you to get this one. But how many games have you played for Accrington Stanley? I'll give you to the nearest.
I'll have a
10.
guess. Nearest 10. 411.
Close. 443.
Oh, not bad.
And you scored a famous goal against Luton Town. What minute was it in?
Oh, it was late on in the first half, because we got absolutely battered for 30 minutes. I don't think we got out of our half. Aaron Chapman kept us in the game for the first time in his life, because he usually has to sew his hands on. It's that bad. The only keeper to win got keeper of the season, and he got 19 clean sheets to make a save. Just had Mark Hughes in front of him, didn't have to do anything. I think he's coming to me race night as well. It'll be good to see Chappie. I'd say 37.
44.
Oh,
Right on
it
our
was
side.
late. Yeah.
Well, that's the end of the quiz, and moving on to the next section. And one thing about this squad is that they are all very, very competitive. So we let two of the lads go head to head in a multi-sports crossbar challenge. So it's Ben Woods versus Bailey Sloan with a little bit of Tommy Lee thrown in for good measure.
This is Crossbar Challenge. Bailey Sloan, left back.
Lucky you. Ben Woods, centre mid. You know what you get for that? What? Nothing. One nil.
Tell you what, that was a good touch, that. Tommy.
Either way, it's stars on that.
Tennis ball back.
Thank you very much. See you later. That's me done.
Shocky's on the camera.
Stupid. Just start that way.
What was that?
Security! I hate like Messi's bodyguard.
My number 8, that.
Go.
Yes! What type was that? 176? Hey,
Go.
I went close last time, but I don't mean it.
Come on! Bailey, it's a pleasure, mate. It's a pleasure.
So, finally, Sean, sort of focusing on this year. I know it's obviously frustrating watching on from the sidelines, but how satisfied have you been with the start we've made so far?
Satisfied. I think we can improve. I think we're still generally a newish squad. I think we're in a league where if we get a bit of consistency, we can have a good season. I think the fact that 3 go up automatic and then you get 4 into the playoffs. I think as I say, if you get that consistency where you don't have a barren run, and you continually pick up wins here and there with good points away from home, I think we could have a good season. One thing we lacked last year was goals, and looking at the games this year, it's something that we haven't struggled with. We've scored goals. We scored another 4 Saturday, 3 against Newport, 3 against Harrogate. We've got goals in the team now, and if we can tighten up, which we have a little bit defensively, it's something that we need to work on more. Because if you concede less than a certain amount of goals every season, you're going to be up there, especially with the firepower we've got. As I say, we can continue to do that. Another thing is keeping people fit. I've just been speaking to you off camera, unlucky for me that I'm in the gym on my own, because the physio's got one-on-one treatment with me, so I don't get to, skybar for here and there. When there's a few of you in there, you can sort of, go and have a bacon butty here and there when he's not looking. But at the minute, I'm the only one injured, so it's a boost. You look at the physio room last year, there would have been 12, 13 in there. There wouldn't have been enough room for everyone. So we need to get lucky on that side. We really do. Can't stress that enough. Injuries to key players at right times. If we keep everyone fit, you know, honestly, looking at the league and the games I've seen and the games I've played in, there's nothing to stop us going and having a good season. You know, with everyone pulling in the right direction, getting back up to League One.
And sort of I know we're a couple of weeks off it yet, but towards that sort of festive running, how crucial have you found that sort of period throughout your career?
Massive. It's massive because you play so many games in a short space of time, so there's points to be had. And like you just spoke about, injuries usually play a factor around that time. But it is, you know, you've got to, you know, inevitably you've got to pick up points over the festive period. You know, we usually struggle. We usually have a bad run in November, so we'll be looking to iron that out. And you know, we have a good November, and then, you know, we take that into as I say, the festive period, and there's some great games looking over the Christmas period. And I always think if you come out of that period into January and you're in the top 8, generally without a barren run, you're going to be there or thereabouts come the beginning of May when the season ends. So that'll be the aim, you know. If we're in and all around it, come, you know, New Year's Day, January the 1st, I think the fans can start getting excited, and you know what'll be an unbelievable run towards the end of the season.
And the final question I've got for you, in sort of typical testimonial fashion, and to give people a bit of a teaser for what's come on the race night.
Yeah.
If you could try and pick one out, what would be your favourite Accrington Stanley story? Should have told you this one before, shouldn't I?
Yeah, give me time to think about it. I might have to edit this and give me a couple of minutes. Favourite story? I've got a funny one from last pre-season. Okay. People who know Cody know he's not the brightest tool in the box, don't they? So everyone knows as well that we go the sand dunes for pre-season. So it was a hot day. Sand dunes is always one of the hardest days in pre-season. So sand dunes, everyone's shattered. Gaff said you can get in the water now. So everyone's gone, thank God for that. Top off, shorts off. Everyone's gone in the water, and he stood next to me, Cody, and he's gone, see that water there, Sean? Does it go deeper the further you get out? I've just gone, oh my God. But he was like genuinely serious. He thought it got shallower. So as you go in, he thought you go down. Unbelievable. And there's more stories like that with Cody. You know, he's a top lad, but as I say, he's not the brightest tool in the box.
Well, if you want to hear more stories like that, make sure to get your tickets for Sean's race night. But that's a wrap for another episode of the Stanley Preview Show. A huge thank you to Sean for joining us and all the lads that got involved in the content over the past couple of weeks. A huge thank you for watching, and I really appreciate all the support over the content over the past few weeks. But yeah, thank you for watching, and bye for now.